Hey, it's Ann Carden here, and welcome to my video this week where I'm going to share with you how you can crush any goal that you have. What if you could hit any goal that you have in your business or in your life? It would be amazing, right? Now, I'm going to break down for you the process to hitting your goals because it really does come down to a process. See, a lot of people think hitting goals is all about motivation, but here's what I'll tell you. Motivation is not a real thing. Did you know that? I mean, you have to do it every day. You have to do it over and over again. So how about let's talk about a process that can actually work, okay? Because motivation comes and goes. It's a feeling. You know, today you feel like it, tomorrow you don't. But a process and a system is now a step-by-step plan to help you reach what you want. So let's break it down. What's the goal you have? Let's just say you want to add $100,000 to your business, okay? Over the next, let's just say 12 months. Let's say you're a small business. So that's the goal, all right? Now here's step number one. How passionate are you about this goal? Let me repeat that. How passionate are you about this goal? How important is it to you, all right? Because if you're not passionate about it, if it's not a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, guess what? It's not likely you're going to hit it. You know, it's just kind of a wannabe. It's just kind of a wanna goal. That's not going to work. So the first thing is you have to be a 10 about the goal you set. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how passionate are you? All right. If it's not a 10, you need a new goal. See, most people don't hit goals because they're not really passionate about them. They don't really mean a lot, or they just sort of throw it out there like, oh, I'd love to make $1 million, but there's no passion behind it. It's not like, I have to make $1 million. I want to make $1 million. I've got this burning desire to make $1 million, right? So it starts with that. On a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 10? If not, you need a new goal. All right, but let's say you have a 10. Now what? Well, the next thing is the purpose. What's the purpose of your goal? Why do you want to achieve that goal? See, this is really important because when you don't feel like it or when things get tough and you have to push through, the purpose is going to help you drive the results, all right? So what is the purpose? So it starts with this. First of all, why do you want to make that goal happen? Why is it important, all right? Write this down. Write these things down. The second thing is what will change in your life when the goal happens. What will be different? Like why will that matter? Okay? And then the third thing is what will happen if you don't make the goal? What is the cost? What are the consequences if you don't hit the goal? So write all these things down so that you're very clear of what will happen, how good that will feel, what it will do. Think about this. Will it put your kids through college if you hit that goal? Will it pay off your home if you hit that goal? Can you get that new car? What is it? What are those reasons? All right. And how important are those reasons to you? But then what's the cost if it doesn't happen? Are there any consequences? Is there any cost? Well, maybe now you've got to, keep paying a house payment, or you've got to do this, or you've got to do that. So think about those things. So the third P in the 4 Ps, I think I forgot to tell you that, the 4P formula. The third P is your plan. Now you need a plan. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in just a minute. But you can't reach something if you don't have a plan to get there. And we're going to do what we call reverse engineering. So I'll show you that in just a minute. The fourth P is you've got to make it a priority. See, a lot of times people don't hit goals because they don't make them a priority. They don't focus, or they have too many goals. You can't have too many goals. Here's the deal. Make it a priority, focus on it, and don't stop until you make it happen. This is how you make goals happen. This is how you reach those goals, hit those goals, okay? So now that you know the 4 Ps, are you passionate about it? On a scale of 1 to 10, is it a 10? What's the purpose of the goal? Okay, why is it important? What's going to change when you hit the goal? What is the cost and consequence if you don't hit it, all right? The third thing is the plan, which I'm going to talk about. And then the fourth thing is, is it a priority? You've got to make it a priority. You've got to focus, you've got to be determined, and you've got to stick to the goal until you make it happen, okay? Now, the next step is you've got to create it as a SMART goal. You've got to turn it into a SMART goal, all right? And a SMART goal is, the S is for specific. It's got to be specific. It's got to almost feel tangible, all right? The M is for measurable. Can you measure it? I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to make $100,000. I want to make $1 million. All right. It's got to be measurable. How can you measure it? I want to save my marriage. I want to get ripped. Those are measurable goals, right? You can see them. All right. The A is for, is it attainable? Like, do you have the time to make that goal happen? Do you have what you're going to need to make it happen? Is it attainable? The fourth thing is it realistic? So if you are at zero today and you tell me you want to make $1 million by tomorrow, or even $100,000 by tomorrow, I'm going to say, yeah, probably not very likely, right? So it's got to be a realistic goal. And then finally, it's got to be time bound. The T is for time bound. So think about this. If you don't put a time frame on it, you'll procrastinate. It won't happen. All right. So set up the SMART goal. Again, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So if you're not familiar with SMART goals, you can actually grab my book where I break this all down. It's called Insider Secrets to Small Business Success. You can grab it on Amazon. I'll put the link below this video, but I talk all about SMART goals in that book. Okay, let's move on. Now, how do you make that goal happen? So let's take your $100,000 goal, and we want to do what we call reverse engineering. All right. So $100,000 is the goal. Let's just give you 12 months. Over 12 months, how can we make that goal happen? So the first thing you want to do is you want to say, okay, what am I selling? And how much is that? So let's just say you're selling something for $1,000. All right. And the goal is $100,000. Well, it doesn't, take a mathematician to realize you have to sell 100 of those, right? But let's break that down into smaller bites. Now, over the course of 12 months, that means you have to sell 8 a month. Let's break it down even smaller. You have to sell 2 a week. Now, do you see how tangible this becomes and how realistic this becomes? Or maybe it's not. And that's what you have to determine. Is it realistic for me to hit the goal? Will I be able to hit the goal with what I have going on in my business and what I actually sell? All right. So if you have to sell, 10,000 of something to make $100,000, well, you probably are going to need to come up with a better offer. All right. You probably need to come up with something better to sell, because that's going to be a grind. That's going to be difficult. Of course, I'm all about high ticket. Sell your highest ticket thing to get you to the revenue goals that you have. Everything else is a downsell. That's my philosophy. You can watch multiple videos on my channel all about that. All right. So now that you know you have to sell 100 of these over the course of a year, 8 a month, 2 a week, now it feels more realistic, right? And you're like, okay, now how can I make that happen? So here's the thing about business success. It's all math. I mean, it's math and it's action and it's work. That's it. So if you're doing the right things, you're taking action, and the math adds up, you can hit whatever goal you want. So it starts there. All right. So you have to do 2 a week. All right, how many leads do you need coming into your business to close 2 sales a week? So you have to know this. So let's just say it takes you 4 leads to close 1 sale. All right, that's a 25% sales conversion. So if you have to get 4 leads to close 1 sale, how many leads do you have to get to close 2 sales? You have to get 8, right? So you need 8 leads a week coming into your business. Now, how are you getting your leads? Are you getting 8 leads? And again, these are just numbers I'm putting out there. You're going to have to figure this out for your business. But are you getting 8 leads a week to close those 2 sales? If not, then you've got a marketing problem. Now, the first thing to look at is, are you getting the right leads? Okay, because if you're not getting the right leads, that's a message problem or a targeting problem. So that's a marketing problem that you have to fix. But if you are getting leads, but you're not getting enough leads, then you've got to ramp up your marketing. You've got to make sure that you're getting those 8 leads in a week. All right. Now, this is probably a whole nother conversation, but I'm going to say it anyway. You can not have to get as many leads if you can close more sales. So if you can close 2 out of 4, if you can close 2 sales for every 4 leads, okay, look how much easier it's going to be now. You don't have to do as much marketing, right? So sales conversion is a huge part of building a great business or getting whatever you want in your business. So you've got to get 8 leads, look at your marketing. Can you make sure that those leads are coming in, right? This is how you're going to be able to reach any goal you want. And you can do this with weight loss. You can do this with money. You can do this with paying off a home. You can do this with buying a car. It doesn't matter what the goal is. You do the 4 P's, then you set up the SMART goal, and then you reverse engineer and design the plan. That's it. That's how you can hit any goal you want. So I hope this is helpful. What goal are you going to set for yourself? What is that big goal that you want to achieve? Implement what I showed you. Put this in a book because I'm giving you the secret sauce. And then you've got to stick with it. Remember, it's got to be a priority. Stay focused. Stick with it until you make the goal happen. I remember when I first started my coaching and consulting business, and I was brought in by a company, and I was having trouble sort of with their system as I was learning their system. And I remember getting on a call with my coach, and he was talking to me, and I said, oh, look, I'm not a quitter. I mean, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it happen. And I did, and I've done that all through my life, all through my businesses. Anything I wanted, anything I set my sights on, anything I was truly serious about that was a 10, I was able to make happen. Now, if I didn't make something happen, it typically wasn't a 10. And this is why I know this works. But it also doesn't work if you don't implement it. So I hope this is helpful. Again, I cannot wait to bring you training just like this every single week to help you grow and explode your business. And I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel right now. Make sure you also hit the bell so you don't miss any of the videos that I bring you each and every week. Again, I'm Ann Carden. You have an amazing day. Go crush those goals and then come back and tell me about it. Make sure you leave me some feedback, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.